Hello and welcome to the Swamps. Today we are doing a tarot reading on what your spirit guides want to tell you. We have here pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. All right, let's get started. Hello, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading on what your spirit guides want to tell you. Today you chose the honey quartz, or no, I keep wanting to call it honey quartz. It's not honey quartz. This is honey calcite, one of my favorite crystals. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with your oracle cards, and then we'll do your tarot, and then we'll do some charms. I just got a tripod, and this is all very new to me, so it's very trippy using one of these. I'm not going to lie. All right, let's get started. So their first card is detachment. With detachment, you finally feel whole inside, with or without the fulfillment of a particular desire. Ironically, that's often what it's fulfilled. When it's fulfilled, I'm sorry. Freedom. I no longer want this fiery ring of resentment to block the good. Release me from its bounds. Step out of your comfort zone. And self-love. So right off the bat, this group I feel like is a similar reading to a reading I recently did. I actually just posted this, but your spirit guides are trying to reiterate to you, because I guarantee you're the same people that got the last reading that was similar to this. It's trying to reiterate to you that you need to detach from whatever this is. For the last reading I did, there was some sort of negative energy, whether it was a substance, a person, a lifestyle even, that needed to be let go of. And I feel like this is spirit guide or spirit, whatever you wish to refer to it as, reiterating that. It's saying that if you detach from whatever this is, there will be a lot of freedom from that. And when you are detaching from whatever this is, it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be like 1-2. You know, this gives me very similar vibes to recovering from an addiction. It might be that, it might not be that, but it's very similar in the sense that when you're addicted, sorry, I'm taking off my jacket. When you're addicted to something, you when in recovery, you will often have like relapses, and that's part of recovery. It's not a lot of people recovering from addiction don't just quit cold turkey and never ever pick anything up ever again. A lot of times there's relapses, and those relapses are important because a lot of times when someone relapses from an addiction, they regret it, and that's part of the recovery. So I just want to let you know that if you are releasing something in your life, if you're detaching from something in your life, and you're having a tough time with it, that's natural. That's part of it. And I think that's why this step out of your comfort zone is coming out, because it's uncomfortable to do this. It's uncomfortable to recover from something like this. Again, this might not actually be an addiction, but I am getting similar vibes. Spirit Guide wants to remind you that self-love is important during this. In fact, for some of you, I have a feeling that that's going to be the main focus when you are detaching from whatever this is. Instead of focusing on we're going in and out of focus, ironically, as I'm talking about focusing. Instead of focusing on whatever, I'm so sorry about this. I don't know why it's doing this. I think it's because my candle over there is flickering, so it's like confusing it. So please ignore the in and out of focus. I'm really sorry. We're using a phone to do this. So instead of focusing on whatever it is that you're trying to get rid of in your life, don't get me wrong, that's going to be part of this process, but your spirit guides want you to focus on loving yourself and giving yourself the space to make this change in your life, to be uncomfortable. A lot of people don't seem to understand in the spiritual community that a lot of spiritual growth is extremely uncomfortable. It's not meant to be easy. It's not meant to be something that you just wake up, do, and that's that. No, it's something that takes work. And work, as anybody knows, is one of the least comfortable things a human can experience. So let's get into your tarot cards. I feel like with my camera going in and out of focus, and I know it's going to do this for the whole video, but I feel like that's like, I get vibes for this particular group that it's like, that's like symbolic of what you're going through. Like, I feel like for some of you, you have tried to detach from this. You've tried to step out of your comfort zone, but you keep relapsing. You know, I hesitate to use that word because I don't think it's addiction for all of you, but I'm going to use that word because it's a very similar vibe that I'm picking up on. For some of you, you keep like relapsing or going back into this behavior of some kind, and it's throwing you off, I feel like. And I think that's why this self card is coming out. Self-love card, I'm sorry. I'm really tired today. Self-love card is coming out because you need to realize that this is part of the process. You need to go easy on yourself. You need to give yourself, like I said before, the space to do this. And that part of that is accepting that there's going to be moments where you don't fully, like you're not going to be fully like perfect. You're not going to be perfect, basically. So let's get into your tarot. So the first card we have here is the High Priestess. And the second card we have here is the Empress. Yes. So I do feel like this is something you've been struggling with for a minute. And I think the main message that your spirit guides want to get across is that you're trying to detach. You're trying to become free. And I have a feeling that some of you are really hard on yourselves whenever you do have a slip up. This could actually have to do with like even just some kind of like health, like mental health. Like particularly what comes to mind is negative self-talk. If you keep slipping up with negative self-talk, you don't, it's almost very counterproductive to then like, you know, cuss yourself out for it, because then you're just doing more negative self-talk, right? It's kind of like that. Like not giving yourself that self-love in this situation is counterproductive. You are the person you need most right now is what I just heard. And, you know, sometimes it's really hard to be that person for yourself. I relate to that. But at a certain point, you have to realize, and this is a journey. It's not something that just happens, but it is something that needs to be realized. At a certain point, you need to realize that you are your number one, you know, and it's hard. It's a hard realization, you know, but it's an important one. And I feel like this is sort of what your spirit guides want to let you know, is that you're your number one. You need to be giving yourself the fullest amount of support at this time. It's okay. Like that will help you step out of your comfort zone. That will help you attain freedom from whatever it is you're trying to detach from. You know that you've slipped up, whatever this is, but you need to be your biggest supporter. You need to be your biggest, like, this is like mom energy right here. That's what you need for yourself right now. And it's not easy, like I've been saying, but it's possible. It's like retraining the brain. You can definitely retrain your brain to be more compassionate with yourself. And I think that's what your spirit guides are trying to nudge you towards, is just being more compassionate with yourself. We're going to quickly pull some charms. You got two here. You got a horse and a dragon. Let me bring these closer to the camera. You got a dragon and you got a horse. If it would just focus in on the horse, that would be nice. But you got a horse. That's what it is. So I almost want to pull a little bit more. It's harder to pull these with my nails. I need to get like a proper bowl. I will eventually. All right. And then you've got an owl and this tree of life. So for some of you, this is going to be a really spiritually enlightening experience. I get that with the owl, the dragon, and the tree of life. For others of you, this is like a growth that, like, for sure, for all of you, you're going to gain some wisdom on this, particularly to do with self-love, I think. And I heard horsepower when I looked at this. And what I think the spirit guide is trying to say by that is this is going to take a lot of energy and focus. And I just want to commend you for as far as you've gotten, because I feel like some of you have made progress with whatever this is, and you need the pat on the back, in my opinion. You need a pat on the back for that. But I do want to say that, like, this is not an easy, this particular thing that you're trying to do, this particular thing you're trying to detach from is not easy. And your spirit guides are telling me that you're using a lot of energy to do this, a lot of focus particularly. The main thing I want to say to that is be careful to not burn yourself out. That is not to say to give up on this necessarily, but just it goes back to the self-love card. Just make sure that you're giving yourself the love and the patience that you deserve during this. Don't be hard on yourself if you have a slip up, whatever that may mean in your situation. The main takeaway from this reading is that you deserve love from yourself. And you can create that love for yourself. You have the capability to do that. You definitely do. Deep down, you do. Deep down, you already do love yourself. On the surface, you might not realize that, but deep down, for sure, you do. And I think your spirit guide is asking you to bring that out for yourself in order to complete whatever this is, to complete whatever this detachment is. So that's all I'm getting for this pile right now. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you return to the swamps for another tarot reading. Soon we will be editing out this portion of the video, hopefully. Hello, pile number 2. This is your tarot reading for what your spirit guides want to tell you. You chose the green adventurine, very pretty stone. We're going to get into your oracles first, and then we'll get into the tarot. Oh my god, I'm sorry. To be honest with you, the tripod is visually so much nicer, but it's so awkward to move around it, but we're doing it. Okay, so let's get started. Also, apologies for the in and out focus. I do plan on getting a nicer camera for this, and it probably won't be doing that, so apologies. We're getting closer to being more professional here. All right, your first card is self-love. Let the wall fall that separates me from my own vulnerable inner child. I long to take care of myself like never before. Intuition. Each person's road to the inner Lord is an extraordinary and personal. How liberating to listen inside and sense moment to moment what's needed. Meditate and contemplate new moon in Pisces. And then we have 5, change. I have a feeling that for this group, interesting. Oh my god, I just noticed that your cards are all matching in color. This is the second time I've pulled that new moon in Pisces card, and the colors, like the oracle cards, match with it. So I have a feeling you're the same person. Hello. From the last video that this card came out in. And what I want to say is this sort of ties in with that reading that I'm thinking of. This is about self-love. Okay? This is mainly about self-love, and for some of you, I feel like this has to do with your the way you talk to yourself, like internally, right? So I sort of talked about this in the last pile. So if you want to watch that pile, watch that pile. But for this group in particular, I have a feeling this has a lot to do with how you talk to yourself. And let me tell you something. Your spirit guides, as much as you might hate this, because I sometimes don't like this either, your spirit guides hear that. They hear how you're talking to yourself. And, you know, you're not in trouble. I don't mean to like be like, oh, they're watching you. That's not what I'm trying to say here. But what I'm trying to say is, like, I almost get the vibe that your spirit guides are kind of hurt by the way that you talk to yourself sometimes. I get the vibe that some of you are like putting yourselves down. And you really deserve to not be doing that. I think deep down you don't really believe some of the things that you say to yourself. I think you're just being really hard on yourself, which is really easy to do. I am a culprit of that as well. But you really need to change this about yourself, because what a lot of people don't realize is that negative self-talk affects you a lot deeper than it may seem. It can really affect your self-esteem and really change how you feel from day to day. It can really change how like, I don't know how to put this, but like, it can really affect your mood, basically. Like, I know that at my lowest, personally, with my like worst negative self-talk, I was having like actual mood swings. And I'm not going to say it's fully because of negative self-talk, but I can tell you for sure that the negative self-talk did not at all help with that. So if you are struggling with negative self-talk right now, I just want you to know that first of all, it's completely possible for you to change the way you speak to yourself. It's completely possible, because the brain is pattern based. So the more that you speak to yourself in a negative way, the more it continues the cycle. However, if you start to teach yourself to like catch yourself when you're talking negatively, and then try rewording what you're trying to say, because you can criticize yourself, that's totally fine, but you have to understand that there's a difference between constructive criticism and just being plain mean to yourself. You know, there's some may call constructive criticism of the self-reflection. And I think that's what this card is sort of talking about. Like, it's possible to meditate and contemplate about things that you're not happy about with yourself without being just outright mean to yourself. You can be self-reflective and say, well, do I really want this for myself? Is this really me? You can say that to yourself and not be like, that's not me, I am a terrible person. You don't need to say that. You don't need to like rip yourself a new one, basically. You don't need to be doing that. And your spirit guides are really like, not everybody got 2 of these cards, okay? And you did. And so that tells me that your spirit guide really wants you to know that deep down, you don't really feel that way. Deep down, you do love yourself. And deep down, that's what you want for yourself. You want to be speaking to yourself respectfully. I don't know what, you know, sometimes a lot of people who have negative self-talk were talked to like that as a child. So this could have something to do with how you were raised, right? I know for sure that's exactly where it comes from for me. So I just want to get that out of the way, so you know I'm not judging at all. But I do want to say that even though that has sort of been like beaten into you, it can definitely be undone. You don't need to talk to yourself negatively. It's really not something that is permanent, is what I would say. It's something that can definitely be changed. So let's get into your tarot cards. We've got the Page of Cups, and we've got the 5 of Pentacles. Yes, exactly. This is this negative self-talk right here. This is definitely about some kind of negative self-talk. So if you've been talking to yourself in a less than nice way, I really feel urged to tell you that your spirit guides don't like this for you. And I'm pretty sure you don't like this for you either, even if you don't really realize that. It's affecting you negatively, and your spirit guides really want you to address this. With this Page of Cups, I feel like you don't fully realize how this is emotionally affecting you. I feel like this isn't even just negative self-talk. This is like a lack self-talk too. This is like, you tend to do this thing where you like, reluctant to say it this way because I don't want you to feel like you're being attacked or criticized, but like you tend to do this thing where you have like a lack mentality and like you almost feel like you don't have enough. And don't get me wrong, we can all always have more in our lives, but I think your spirit guides want you to address the things that you are thankful for, basically, like that you are grateful for. Because when you do that, you feel less of a lack. It's like reminding yourself that you do have things. You do, even if it's small things. Like, for example, my channel. It's a very small channel, but I'm grateful that I have it because I could have 0 viewers. I'm grateful for the 10 viewers that I do have, right? It's not much, but I'm happy to have it. And I think that your spirit guides want you to have that too. They want you to be grateful for everything that you have, if that makes sense. Not just great or ungrateful for the things you don't have. And that's just some of it. I feel like this also does have a lot to do with negative self-talk. That might not even, the last thing I said might not even apply to everybody, but this definitely does have some kind of a lack self-talk. I almost feel like I'm getting vibes for this group that some of you are on Instagram or like social media and you're like looking at other people like, God, I wish I could look like that. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I feel that. But at the same time, I almost feel like urged to say your body is still sacred no matter what it looks like. It's a sacred vessel for you to exist in and experience beautiful things. And your spirit guides want you to know that. They want you to know that. They want you to know that even though you might not see it, you are beautiful in many more ways than you can even understand. We're going to pull some charms. Okay. Yeah, some of you are having some body issues. And I say that because this charm has haunted me ever since I got all these charms. Because I don't know what that is. It looks like a circle with bunny ears and a bunny body or something. It looks weird. I don't know what that is. But I feel like that's how you feel about yourself. You feel like you look weird. You feel like you've never seen somebody like you. And I'm just going to tell you right now, first of all, there's definitely somebody out there that looks similar to you. You're not weird, okay? Second of all, looks aren't everything. I mean, I hate to say that because I know that it can be hard feeling ugly, because I've felt ugly before. I know how that feels. But looks aren't everything, right? Beauty fades is what I just heard. I'm going to tell you right now that I get very beautiful feelings from this group. And I feel like your spirit guides are urging me to tell you that you are a beautiful soul, a beautiful person, and even a beautiful body. So even if you don't see it, your spirit guides see it. And they want you to know that. They want you to change your outlook on this. And it's not going to be overnight, obviously. I see that with this Saturn charm and this lotus leaf charm, they want you to meditate on this. I even think that this key coming out is saying that this is a key thing that you need to do in order to enter that period of self-love in your life. Take some time out to meditate. It doesn't have to be very long. It could be for 5 minutes every day. Meditate with like an affirmation. I am beautiful. I am here to experience life's beauty as beauty. Something like that. So to sum up this reading, your spirit guides want you to enter a period of self-love. They want you to change this negative self-talk and to remember that you are a sacred person. You are a sacred being. You are much more than your physical form, even. All right, that's all I'm really getting for this group. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you return to the swamps for another tarot reading. Oh, I just realized that this owl is here. Yeah, I feel like that just to reiterate again, that definitely has to do with meditation. I feel like your spirit guides are definitely urging you to meditate on this one, guys. Hello, pile number 3. This is your tarot reading for what your spirit guides want to tell you. Sorry, I just heard something and it just threw me out of whack. This is your tarot reading for what your spirit guides want to tell you. You chose the blue goldstone. You can't really see that it's blue on my camera, unfortunately, but it is blue. It's like a really dark blue. And it's sparkly. All right, so we're going to get into your oracles first, and then we're going to get into your tarot. All right. So we have clearing. As true offering arises, it becomes easy to let go. You start to trust that more will always arrive. You shift from mine, mine, mine to God's, God's, God's. Such freedom. Emotions are running high. Supermoon. And communication. Ooh. Okay, I have a couple of messages here. For some of you, I feel like you're breaking up with somebody or moving on from somebody. I feel like it might not even be a breakup. It might just be like discussing something in a relationship. But for some of you, I do think this is a breakup. You're going to have the talk, is what I heard from that communications card and clearing. Sorry about that. We've been having a lot of troubles with focusing today, so I'm so sorry. Oh. This isn't just breaking up. This is, some of you have something you want to get off your chest. This is clearing your emotional, your feelings from your head. You're communicating your feelings. That's what this is. I'm sorry. My immediate thought whenever I see it's so hard with tarot because sometimes you're just like, oh, this is a breakup when you're doing general readings. But no, that's not totally it. For some of you, that might be true, but not for all of you. This is definitely, you are being urged by your spirit guides to get this off your chest. Whatever this is, get it off your chest. Speak your truth, guys. This is, whether it be in a relationship or in like a work setting, or even if this is something like political, even if this is something that you're seeing going on in the world and you're not having it, you're not into it, you're not you don't agree with whatever this is, speak it out, get it out, is what I feel like this is. This is something you're very emotionally, you have a very strong emotional feelings towards, and you're being urged to communicate that. Sometimes speaking without thinking is not great, but I feel like this is something that's been on your mind for a long time, okay? And the best way I can put this is, if your thoughts about whatever this is haven't changed for a long period of time, get them out. Speaking without thinking usually doesn't, you usually don't feel that same way for a long period of time, is what I'm trying to say. If this is something that's been on your chest for a minute, get it off your chest. I feel like shaking you and saying, just get it, spit it out. I I feel like that's what your spirit guides are doing right now. They're literally, and it's, of course, when I say spit it out, I spit it out. They're literally trying to say, spit whatever this is out. Put it out into the universe. That's what they want from you right now. Let's get into your tarot. Yeah, strength. And then the Two of Swords. This is something that you feel strongly about, but for whatever reason, you have been not sure if you should say something. Yep. You've been not sure that you should say something, and this is your spirit guide saying, say it. It's been on your mind for a long time, whatever this is, and you have every right to speak up about it. Okay? Sorry, I'm hearing something about a throat chakra. I feel like this could be blocking your throat chakra. Whatever this is, this could be preventing you from being more socially honest, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to use an example. Let's say your friend has been just doing something, okay? And particularly I actually just heard making the community look like a fool. I don't know what that means, but I heard it, so it might apply to somebody listening to this. Let's say your friend is making the community look like a fool, whatever that means, and you are just sick of seeing it, okay? This is like, this doesn't align with you. This doesn't represent you, okay? And this has been something that's been going on for like the past 6 months, right? And every time you see them, it's getting under your skin, how they like just misrepresent whatever this is. You have every right to speak up about it. And you know, you might not even lose this friendship. I feel like this is you, like, I don't want to lose this friendship, but this is really pissing me off. That's you right now. And you know, I have a feeling that you won't lose this friendship, but I don't want to promise that. But your spirit guides are telling me to tell you that you should definitely speak up about this. You might not even need to speak up to their face about it. Okay, you could literally anonymously anywhere on the internet speak out against whatever this is. Okay, if that helps the situation. If this is something that's like going on at work, let's say, another example, let's say at work you see somebody stealing from a coworker's lunch every day. Okay, you see your coworker steal another coworker's lunch every day, and you didn't want to get into it. You didn't want to get into the drama, but it's really like affecting this one coworker. Like you know what they're getting paid, right? It's not fair. Speak up about it. You don't have to make a big deal about it. You can just literally pull your coworker aside and say, hey, look, I don't want to get into this. Leave me out of this, but I saw so and such, take your lunch. You know, your spirit guides are saying, speak up about this. Communicate whatever this is. It's going to be worth it spiritually for you. I feel like whatever this is has been weighing you down for whatever reason. And you know what? That can actually affect, I'm like being told, that can actually affect like how you communicate in the future. Like if you don't get whatever this is out. So to reiterate, so far, before we pull charms, your spirit guides want you to spit it out. Spit out whatever it is that you need to, speak your truth, basically. Let's pull some charms. What is this? Oh, it's a little pig. Yeah, maybe it is somebody stealing food from somebody else. I heard with this charm, hold on. So this is a word of caution from your spirit guides for some of you, which is play your cards right. So by that it means be careful. Don't like speak this truth, but speak it gracefully is basically what they're trying to say with that. If this is in a professional setting, speak it professionally. Well, I'm trying to grab these, but it's actually kind of hard, some of them. Here we go. This cat, I keep hearing professional, so speak it professionally. For some of you, whatever this may be, you could be getting an upgrade. For some of you, you're going to be unlocking the throat chakra. That's what this is. You're going to be unlocking your throat chakra. That's the upgrade that you will get if you do this, spiritually speaking. I just got a message. It might not be easy. That's why the strength is coming out. You're going to have to put your strength to this, but it will be worth it, spiritually speaking, and potentially physically speaking for some of you. So that's all I'm really getting today for this pile. I hope you found this helpful, and I hope you return to the swamps for another tarot reading. I cannot wait to edit this part out. I feel so like awkward. You watching me put the charms away. All right, guys, that's the end of the tarot reading. I hope all of you found this helpful. As you can see, we are getting some upgrades to the channel slowly but surely. And I just want to take a second to thank all of my subscribers currently. So thank you for subscribing to my channel and watching my videos. It is extremely appreciated. Again, I hope you return to the swamps for another tarot reading.